Help us welcome the panel members in the order of the sequence. Joining us first in the panel, Ms. Radhika Arora, Group Chief People Officer from Jakson Group. A big round of applause to Radhika ji. Radhika, welcome to the panel. Please have your seat. Radhika, I would request you to, if you can take the first seat. Yeah. No, it should be aligned with your photograph. Thank you, Radhika. Joining next, we have Mr. Kavindra Pant, Group CHRO from Shapoorji, Pallonji Energy. Big round of applause to Kavindra. Welcome to the panel. Please have your seat. Joining next in this panel, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Bejoy John, Global Group Head for L&D India and International, Malabar Group. A big round of applause to Bejoy. Bejoy, welcome to the panel. Please have your seat. Joining next in the panel, Mr. Keshav Sharma, DGMHR, SRISHTI Infrastructures. Big round of applause to Mr. Keshav Sharma. Keshav, please have your seat. Joining next in this panel, Mr. Abhishek Gupta, Head of Human Resources, ZebPay. Big round of applause to Abhishek. Abhishek, welcome to the panel. Please have your seat. Joining next in this panel, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Sreedhar, Head of Enterprise Skilling from L&T EduTech. A big round of applause to Sreechand ji. Welcome to the panel, sir. Please have your seat. Joining next is our honorable moderator for this panel, Mr. Anand Amrit Raj, Group CHRO from Best Group. A big round of applause to Anand. Welcome to the panel, Anand. So Anand, all over to you. We have a full panel and a full house here. Looking forward to a great session.
It's still morning, so good morning to everybody. And good morning to my panelists. Today's topic is AI and people analytics is a game changer. So I hope all of you believe in that, right? I remember when I started my career 23 years back, that time one revolution was going on, that was making all hard copy to soft copy. Hard copy to soft copy mean Excel ka pehla revolution was started at that time. Then when my second phase of a career, when I become manager, then second revolution in HR industry has come, and that was the digitization of HR processes. And I do remember Adrenaline was the sponsor of this program. First time we have introduced Adrenaline in HCL in 2006. After 2020, during the COVID period, it's a blessing in disguise. A new stream had come, that is BI and AI. Now people want to more analytical, and business also expecting more on bringing as a HR as a business partner. And as you know, in HR, we generally comes from the humanities, then take the MBA and complete the HR. So analytics parts are a little bit weaker from our side. Please don't take another way. So AI is now a blessing for all of HR fraternity. Why? Because it's helping us to provide a relevant data, relevant inferences to our businesses. So it's a very positive note for us, this revolution. So starting with my team. So first area where we would like to discuss, which is very common for everybody, how people analytics and AI will shape HR in future. So I would like to start from ladies first. So Radhika.
Thanks. Thanks, Anand. Good morning, everybody. People at the back, are you able to hear us? Okay, excellent. So I think AI, this word artificial intelligence, I think we are taking it way too seriously, right? And to an extent that we are all of us are so worried about AI all the time. I think before we really get into AI, let's first understand actually what is changing, right? So I think the entire environment is changing, right? From the business context, we were all, maybe 10 years back, we were all talking about VUCA world, VUCA world, VUCA world. And then, of course, VUCA happened, right? COVID told us, yes, VUCA exists. And now the last 5-7 years, now we are talking about Bani world. So the business is Bani world. There are no two thoughts about it, right? So when I say Bani, any idea what is Bani? Can somebody simplify it for me? I'm sure there'll be some ideas, but it's brittle, it's anxious, very, very anxious, it's non-linear, and it is incomprehensible. So what it means is, in simple words, yes, the business context is getting more and more, how should I put it, not so easy to comprehend, and it's not kind of linear. A simple cause which we bring in the system can have a disproportionate effect, right? So the cause and effect now is not in proportion. So it's a complex world, and to transition or to operate in this complex world, we have to use technology, we have to use data. There are no two thoughts about it, right? Another thing, a very important one, because all of us, we are talking HR here, so we also have to understand that even the humans are changing. The human needs are changing. शायद जब आनंद आपने काम करना स्टार्ट किया था या मैंने या even a generation before us, we were at the base of Maslow's hierarchy, right? Our parents, our grandparents, they were just working to make both ends meet. We were working for roti kapda. Then came a generation, maybe I could say that for me at least roti kapda was taken care, but I was looking for security, okay, a step beyond. And then the generation came, they said, okay, all this is taken care, I need more of appreciation at work. But now, the current generation, the latest one, for them, we as parents have already taken care of all this. When they come to work, all their needs are already sorted. They have two-wheelers, they have four-wheelers, roti kapda to hai hai, it's a given. They are actually given. So in parenting, we are talking about, security to them, appreciation to them. So till the third level, all their needs are sorted. So when they come to work, they are looking for something beyond. Now they are talking to us about what is my learning, what is my growth. And then they are going beyond. What are you doing for society, right? And they are already at a level of self-actualization. So when the needs are such, the way we do business or the way we treat our workforce is also changing, right? And then, of course, environment. Business has changed, people have changed, environment. Over the years, over the centuries, we humans have behaved irresponsibly, and that's why the entire environment has changed. And now there's high time we focus on sustainability also, right? So this is about the environment. When it comes to AI, I think it is very important to understand that AI and humans will coexist. It's not that humans versus AI. AI आ गया, सबकी jobs चली जाएंगी. If we look like that, last 2 decades we have been talking digitalization in L&D, all the L&D experts would go away, only LMS will exist. But is it like this now? No. We have enough space for everyone. So AI would come, it would collaborate with us, and there will, the symbiotic relationship will evolve between AI and humans to leverage technology and nurture human connections. So it will be a beautiful combination of technology and humans. So again, just resting my case because of the time limitation, we don't have to be fearful of AI, but we have to look at ways so that human and AI collaboration can happen for the future. Thanks.
Thank you, Radhika, for wonderful insight. Now I would request Bejoy to put some few on the same.
Hi. Thank you so much, Anand. Thank you, everyone, for this opportunity. I second Radhika's thoughts on it. While she was just narrating this entire AI part of it, there was one thing that just got into my mind was, there was a term that was coined by an Australian ad agency called Momentum. So that's the name of the agency. They coined a term called phygital. So what it means is physical plus digital. So I feel that what she said is exactly correct. So I don't think so that AI would take over our jobs at any point of time. It's just going to add value to us. So, and a beautiful combination of physical and digital would keep the human in the human resources. So because there has to be human at any point of time, which is part of human resources, there has to be a human touch as well. Because when it comes to just the technology part of it, I don't think so we can run with just with technology, because by the end of the day, we bet on people and not on strategies. So just to add to it, how people are going to look at AI and how AI is going to be embraced by the organizations, I feel that we all as HR professionals over here or business leaders have to look at our organization whether if our organization is actually ready for it in the first place, and if we are ready, how do we capitalize on these AI tools? Because there are quite a lot of it, and it's quite confusing as well. I mean, there are so many tools, there are so many companies who have come up with various tools in talent acquisition, learning and development as well, and onboarding also. So it's too overwhelming to see all these tools across. But having said that, it's important for us to evaluate these tools and just not replicate it just because the other companies are doing it. So I think so we need to be matured enough to understand whether we can capitalize on it and whether we'll get the required return on investment out of it, and then make that specific decision. That's my submission to this
Thank you,
topic.
Vijay, for your wonderful insight. Now I would request Mr. Sreechand to add some points.
Hi. Morning. Audible? Yeah. So I'm the odd man out, I suppose, in this whole panel. I am not a HR person at all. I have seen the business from both the sides, as I said in the morning to Anand here. I've been a business person all my life and now related to HR in a symbiotic relationship. So I had the enterprise business in L&T EduTech, which deals in a tech connect with the HR side of the companies. And I've seen this very closely as how this has been evolving across the last decade or so. Like what Radhika put it aptly, there was a digitization wave that happened in the HR business, which we saw from the other side of the table, where we were the receivers of the HR transforming into the digital space. And right now, undergoing this, I would say, a little bit of a choppy wave that is sweeping across the businesses and every function of each business called AI. I believe it is time for HR to take on this particular wave head on. There are aspects of HR which actually kind of is very conducive for receiving the AI technology to come into it. Some of the very routine functions of HR, like for example, your leave processing or payroll processing or document management, is something that AI can take on very immediately. And I believe that is happening as we are talking here. There are other aspects in which I believe the future is going to be a fantastic one to see how it evolves, especially in terms of what happens in recruiting and L&D. AI will kind of come in as a handy tool to HR to spend a lot of time on taking strategic decisions by way of AI giving them data points in the decision making itself. Like for example, if I have to talk about it, I mean, these are things which we have talked internally as to how to roll out the tech side of it, is for the recruitment, how to do predictive analysis in terms of who's the best fit. Resume search, for example, whether the JD fits and matches with the requirements of the business. These are things that AI could overlay. I'm not saying that the human side will not do it, but the time taken by AI vis-a-vis what a human would spend and do is completely chalk and cheese. AI would do it probably in a matter of, 1/10 or 1/100th of what a human might have to do, whereby you're unlocking the potential of the human or the people surrounding it to do other functions of strategic nature. Same is the case when HR is talking about the exit of people. Why exits are happening is still a wonderment. I'm talking not only for the HR, but also from a business side. I mean, we are symbiotic in that sense. We rack our brains as to why that is happening, and we still haven't been able to figure out. These are things that the AI could start to overlay, throw out data points as to take a decision. I mean, for giving decision making would be easier by the HR. Things like diversity factor, especially during the recruitment, is another factor that needs to be looked at as where AI could step in and give a revolutionary change. The biases would be cut up immediately. Objective data would be processed with AI, and you would have to cut out the bias. L&D, for example, customized L&D can start to come in and then help out employees as well as employers. People with aspirations, their own needs, their own learning cycles, their own timing, all this could be kind of an overlay of the AI that could start to come in, and so forth. I've just kind of highlighted the broad aspects of where we are working in our company and where we are trying to find out solutions. There are, I'm sure, umpteen number of other aspects of HR that AI could start to function around. But I leave it to the panel to have to come out with other pointers on this side. Thank you very much.
So now I request Keshav, but please conclude in 2 minutes.
Very good morning, friends. Talking about the people analytics and the AI, these are very broad terms nowadays, but it is very approachable from the HR point of view, because we see in this virtual world, with the inception of the AI, artificial intelligence, the human brain has devised a picture or a background where the virtual world has been brought closer to the reality. Talking about the human resources, we have seen that in the past, the human resources was not very organized. It was a very simple process of taking in people, recruiting people from different tools and taking interviews, or talking about, as our colleague has said, about the recruitments and all. Since I had been majorly into the talent acquisition from past 22 years, what I've seen that with the induction of the ATS, applicant tracking system, we have been closer to the hiring of a bigger chunk, a good chunk of talent pool from the people, from the candidates. But with the induction of the AI, it is not a threat. It is basically additional support for in the future times, where we will have very less area of human error coming in, and we are closing it with the perfection. So AI, conjoining with the people analytics, or talking about any different functionalities of the HR processes, AI with the people analytics, with the data inception, we are going to have a very successful induction and a very big picture of the technology being giving us an advantage and acting as a substratum of achieving our targets and goal in a future, in a very short limit of time. So we will working on it. In short, I want to just to conclude that with the application of the AI and people analytics, we are bridging the gap of time management, and we are getting success in our objectives and the goals. Thank you, sir.
So first part, which we have discussed, so it shows that after the discussion that everybody has to come forward to learn something new. You have to unlearn whatever you have worked in past. But yes, machines should not run us. We should run machine, and that is happening decades of decades. New evolutions come, new machines, innovations comes, new inventions come, but always human beings are existing, and we human beings are very dynamic. That's why we are surviving also, as a surviving for the fittest. So we have to be fit with the future, So whatever the technology is coming, it will sustain for 10 years, 15 years. But our knowledge, our skill set will go forward if you are acquiring new things in our future. So don't worry for the AI, as Radhika said. There is nothing going to make any danger on your current jobs or any livelihood, but only you have to enhance yourself. So next question, which is very interesting also, it's an extension of the previous topic, revolutionizing HR management with AI-powered and people analytics. So if I do remember 10 years back or even though 15 years back, when we started to do any analytics, so we had the big task, humongous task to first collect the data, then put in the right way, VLOOKUP, sorting, and there are many aspects which was impacting us whole day. Like वो functions होता था कि यार पूरा data लिया, how to analyze, even though you are doing the appraisals or bell curve preparation, and everything was taking too much time 10 years ago. But now, due to the BI and AI, it's a very easier process and it's make easy for everyone. Earlier, there was a very specific position for MIS guy, data analysis guy, which now it's easier for everybody. Anyone can who understand the AI better way, they can use that tool and makes time lesser, and HR person are handy with the data and inferences and what is the requirement of the business as a business partner. So that partnering we are doing more. So now we are involving more on businesses instead of making transactional activities. So transactional activities are only moving. So all the thinking, all the new strategy are based on human mind, and only human can run the machines. So I would request Kavindra to put some view on this. That will.
Hi, good morning, everyone. So my take on this is a very interesting question from Anand, and my take on this is primarily that we have to look at it from two different aspects. One is the technological part, and the second is the AI part of it, or AI piece of it. When I say technology, this particular technology in terms of, especially in HR, in terms of implementation of the HRMS systems and automating the HR processes, which has already eased up our life in last 10 to 15 years. Now, the other part is, because that is all throwing the data, what Anand also said about performance management, bell curve, because whatever tool we are using, that is giving you an output, and how to mitigate that is there. Now, looking at it is, you have a data, but how it is beneficial to the organization, how AI or artificial intelligence can help you taking this data forward and utilizing that data more from a business perspective is something what is up for grab now. Because to me, AI is something which is now entering into, especially in the Indian context, it is now entering into the HR systems and processes. How many of you are actually using AI tools in all your HR processes? So probably I could see only one hand out here, right? So that is where, because what we do is when we talk about AI, we actually look at all our current HRMS processes and we say that we are technology driven and we are using AI. But AI to me is the next step. Like my fellow panelists talked about the ATS, how the bots are being implemented in terms of the talent acquisition. That is something which scans your complete database or your data banks, take out, matches the skill sets or the qualification experience criteria, throws out the data, goes and talks to the candidates, send out automated mails, collect the data, and then give you a feasibility report that these are the 10 probable candidates. Out of these 10 probable candidates, these top 5 are most suited for this. Out of these top 5, 3 are suited as well as fitting into your budget and your required notice period joining time. That is something which is certainly helping us in saving time. as far as HR is concerned. The other part which looks at, which this AI is helping you is, in form of the predictive analysis, that this is the pattern of these 5 candidates. They are either they are the job hoppers or they are stable. They have a stable candidature. What are the perspectives of them staying with you for a longer period? What are their aspirational things? So that is where we have to look at, especially as far as the talent acquisition is concerned. Similarly, there are tools, especially AI-based tools, which are, though we have not implemented, but I happen to see some of the demos and some of the implementation somewhere, especially in Singapore, where along with the face reading attendance devices, there is a mood calculator which are being installed. And that shows some green, yellow, and green, red, and amber kind of a thing, which indicates, which gives a pop-up at times that this particular person is not in the best of the moods today. And this is a pattern which we are seeing out there. So that facial recognition is helping people like us sitting in HR that there's something going wrong. And if it is spreading, what are the reasons? We can certainly look at investigating. Probably, I don't know whether those technologies are as of now available or not. The third part is about looking at the surveys. Earlier, like Anand said that the surveys used to take, or any data collection of any data used to take. Now it is on a click of a button, and with the help of AI, the results are being thrown that this is a particular area where you need to focus on. And the decision making has to be very quick. So AI is not helping HR in terms of the decision making, but as well as it is being reflected to the senior management and the leadership at the business level, which is identifying the areas where, which is being highlighted by AI. Then other areas is very important, which impacts the bottom line as well, which is workforce planning. Let's say, because it gives you analysis based on the predictive analysis, and that is what has happened in past. Well, for us, what we do is, though we are not AI-based, we are not using an AI-based tool, but what we are utilizing is the past data, size of the project, what all kind of skill sets will be required, and what is the number of people which will be deployed at the project or required for the project. So that saves us the cost. And some of the tools have come up, though we are not using it, but yes, it has helped. Though Sreechand also have spoken about diversity and inclusion in terms of hiring, because AI tools do not have a bias based on the gender and all. But what I firmly believe is whatever AI can do has been created by humans. So existence of humans is more required to develop it further. So that's my take on it.
Thank you. Now I would request Abhishek to add few points on the same topic, revolution in HR management with AI-powered people analytics.
So everywhere, there's always one mic which doesn't work. How much tech prowess you can have, right? Okay, good morning. I think we already lost a couple of folks at the backside, which is sort of very, very understandable because itna attention span hi main hi nahi baith pa raha hoti there. How would I expect you guys to sit so much so? So, having attending a lot of conferences, like from audience side, I think what I believe particularly is whenever any topic is given, particularly what you guys are looking must be that apne jagah ke ya do char, couple of examples if you can tell me that how are you using AI for that matter, because everyone knows AI is game changing and these are all good words, right? There's always a game changer. So being part of a panel is a little, one part of the good part is that I get to share something with you guys, but not so good part is that I don't get to hear from you. So before I share one example that I have that I employ that in my organization, I would just like to call upon anyone who wants to share any AI application in their organization. I'm sure you all are HR folks particularly. So anyone जिसने AI कहीं लगा दिया हो और उससे कुछ फायदा हो रहा हो? Yes, ma'am. I'm not sure वहाँ तक mic आएगा नहीं आएगा, but if you can be, yes, mic is there. Yes.
Thank you, Abhishek. So I'm Dipanvita. I come from Spice Money. So there in our company, we use Amber as an AI platform to get the mood of the people or the employees there. And the way we categorize them as a high-risk case, amber case or a green case, and there we have PTM cases where people to meet are there. We find, we get insights from them in terms of employee engagement, things we need to do or they might be not very satisfied with. So these are the few things in a nutshell that I can say where we use and employ AI in a daily basis.
Thank you so much. In fact, that was gonna be my answer as well, because we also employed Amber. We call it something called Chief Listening Officer. It's a fashion to have that C-level against everyone. So, मैंने भी एक Chief Listening Officer, another half C-level person. So that Amber is a beautiful tool, by the way. Those of you who have not really, flirted around it, please do check with Amber or Lina, whatever. I am not from Amber team, so not really selling them. But the point is that the AI chatbot, especially workforce like me, which is very distributed across the country, right? I need to have the pulse from the organization. And this is a chatbot which beautifully interacts with people and intuitively chats with them, right? And whenever there is a PTM or a risk case, right? They get to know that this is a risk case and they highlight at the back end that this is a risk case, please go to that person and talk to him or her, whatever. And with the, what about the Spice Money as well as with ZebPay, I can tell you that we have actually successfully, at least couple of cases, we could intervene in right time and kind of stop the person. And I say kind of because obviously there are a lot of reasons, right, when one goes around. So for me, AI has wonderfully worked in one area right now. I'm actually flirting around with other areas as well. And anyone want to share, then love to have a chat offline as well, because I know there's a time limitation. But that's where I come from as ZebPay, and this is a 30-second commercial from my side. It's a company which is in virtual digital assets. Please download this app before you leave this venue by end of the day and hold some Bitcoin. Thank you.
Thank you, Abhishek. So now we are moving ahead, and next part, because we are talking a lot about AI prediction. And I remember when we were implementing PeopleCM in SCL, so level 1 was the initial stage, then you managing is the level 2, third was the documentation. And now I realized why it's the 4th and 5th stage was important. That time, being a beginner in an HR fraternity, I was not able to understand, but now it's giving an impact. 4th stage was the predictable. Predictable means from the AI what we'll get, it's a predictable for everything. Either is a application tracking system or any PMS data, diversity, attrition analysis, everything's now it's a predictable through the AI. So now I would request Radhika to add few points. How, what kind of data tools we should utilize for organization, particularly for the employee related, how their analysis and HR practices can impact on the businesses insights or can change the strategy of a business and HR practices. Thank you.
Thank you, Anand. I think, again, I echo with Abhishek. We'll have to, see, we have been talking, I think it's been now 2 years. I am attending panels, either there or sitting here and talking about AI. But honestly speaking, we HR folks, including me, I think we are slow to adopt changes. Somehow we keep sitting and we keep looking, and when the business pressure comes, we go ahead and adopt. Sorry, and you can meet me outside and say, "Nahi, I'm wrong," but this is the fact, is what I feel. I think business has gone far beyond HR, and in many cases, actually we are employing AI and using it quite constructively. Here I'm absolutely thrilled to see that there are few cases where AI has been adopted. There are multiple examples. I can give you a few here. Google, definitely, they are the data and technology company. They are using AI in a big way in HR. There's this project Oxygen, which they have, in which they use AI tools to understand the good managers' behaviors. So they use it in their leadership development programs. Then IBM uses something called as a Watson tool. I think that's the tool which is named. And there they predict the employee turnover. So when I say employee turnover, I'm talking about the resignations. So again, kind of similar to the tool which we just spoke about, where the mood or the employee morale is being seen. There could be multiple ways through which we can see that somebody would resign, or he or she is at the risk of resigning. They see multiple things. They see their presence on LinkedIn, how much an employee is spending time on the LinkedIn, and then kind of chats they are doing, of course, in the public domain, whatever is available, and the emails and all, and then kind of predict the tool. Then there are many workforce planning tools. I think Workday has a tool which does a lot of data and predictive analysis, and they come out with kind of very sophisticated project planning tool, workforce planning tools, not for the current requirement, so current requirement definitely are sophisticated Excel and databases can also do, but the AI tool would predict the workforce plans for the future. And then Glint, which is a employee survey company, they use a lot of employee survey data, mix it with the AI, and then give you results which are more sophisticated in terms of the employee morale, satisfaction, various factors on the employee engagement, etc. So I think there are multiple. Unilever uses AI for conducting video interviews. So TA definitely is one area where we can definitely use. I think the request here would be to all the HR folks, and I'm giving this task to me also, that we go back to our workplaces and then seriously start looking at options, right? And at least make a beginning somewhere. Whether it is TA or we can use it in PMS, in fact, performance management also we can use. We can integrate AI very beautifully with learning journeys, right? So learning is one area. We can have something which is at a company level, something which is too generalistic, to something which can become very customized to individual. Right? So AI can really help us there. So I think any domain of HR which we speak about, there are tools available already in the market where the AI has been used to bring out beautiful outcomes. I think it is very important for us now to roll up our sleeves and actually start and make a beginning somewhere and not just talk about it. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Radhika. And I hope Radhika has given you wide range of tools and different modules which can be used. Generally, people think AI is a common platform where you can find everything at one place. It's not like that. You'll find everything at one solution or one vendor. You have to find out different vendor, different solutions. So proceeding to the next part, this is very interesting. Utilizing utilizing the gathered data to improve the employee performance, because whatever we do in HR, that is always reflection of a performance of individuals and employee. So now I would request Mr. Kavindra to put some view how to improve, how gathering data through the AI or from the different tools, and that is impacting on the employee performance. Over to Kavindra.
Yep. Thanks, Anand. Data was always available, whether it was on pen, paper, or whether it was through any other tool which we have been using, especially the performance management. The way it has evolved or the way it has changed over a period of time is primarily, initially it used to be a one-time activity in the year, because it was too tedious kind of an activity, and then HR used to take around 3 to 5 months, 3 to 4 months time minimum, depending on the size of the organization, to complete the performance management activity. With the implementation of the tools or or the HRMSs, the activity has been streamlined and the effectiveness was improved. Now, with the implementation of AI or inroads when the AI has made, the things have changed drastically. So what is happening is AI is linking it with the business performance and then taking it back to the departmental manager and the respective functions. That this is where you are performing. And it is not only linked to the business goals as well as it is linked to the individual performance. Let's talk about a production line. When you overall look at a complete production line and the complete supply chain, that how it has impacted when a material has to be right from the production line to the supply at the product at the end of to the customer. So when the initial plan has already been fed in, the AI itself is tracking the progress and looking at it. It is primarily the data points which have to be connected. It has to be thought through. And this is immediately indicating that where we are going wrong, probably on a real-time basis. This is one aspect of it. The second aspect of it, the way it is impacting the individual performance is basically providing the continuous feedback that this particular production line is going wrong. I'm continuing with the same example, that a particular production line is going down, that what are the reasons to it. The feedback is being provided to the immediate manager and then the corrective action needs to be planned. The way we have utilized that, we are a project organization, we monitor the project progress on a weekly basis at the highest level. So there we look at the success ratio, that what activity has to be completed, whether it has been completed, what is the percentage of lag out there, and where that lag is coming from, and what corrective actions needs to be taken to improve on that. That is how we have achieved 99% success in achieving the project completion on time. The other way we utilize it for the skill development in part of the performance process, that when there is a gap in terms of achievement of the targets, we really look at that why those gaps were, whether this was lag because of the performance or whether it was a skill gap. So that is the second area, and then we developed a personalized development plan, take people through those development plans and look at the implementation of it, and then monitor it, that whether that particular person who was supposed to go through a particular skill development plan has undergone that, and what is the effectiveness of it during the next period. Then this has also helped in aligning the goals. Because earlier it used to be on pen and paper, the team was not aware of the manager's goals. And certainly goals are being set at the beginning of the year. But when the business direction changes or the project direction changes, the goal alignment needs to be revalidated. So there is a process, and if there is a backlog, we look for an extension of a project. So that alignment needs to be percolated down to the teams. So that's how the data analytics AI tools have helped the organizations in utilizing the data for managing the performance at the department level as well as at the individual levels.
Thank you. It's a very good insight. These days, AI has a two aspect in performance if you talk. One is the process efficiency for across the business. Second, at individual level. Earlier, we were doing lots of transactional activity, which now move more on the strategic and more on the productivity activities. So in HR department, and if you see, not only in HR, as Radhika said, other business divisions and functions are far ahead in technology. If you go in a sales, you'll find the Salesforce management. If you go in a service, there is a CRM. If you go in a manufacturing, there are too many tools, lean manufacturing and other things which have been automated the systems. So now HR has to also come forward, and it will improve individuals' performance a lot in HR department. Second part, if you go in a business and if you talk to any leadership team, they have always, यार मेरे team में क्या हो रहा है, मेरे business में क्या हो रहा है. So every time HR has to be on toe. कौन अच्छा performer है, who is not performing, क्या PIP किया, कितनी training program किया. If earlier, if someone asked, then we take the 1 week time or a 2 week time. Now there is no such kind of a time for predicting performance of individual or a department. So AI is really a revelation for us. Here you can find all kind of a data immediately, and you can present and you can take faster decision making, because right now we are living in the era where is a 2 minutes nodal, 2 minutes reel, too many social media, तो लोगों के पास टाइम बहुत कम है और बहुत ज़्यादा चीज़ें देखनी है. So AI will help really in a performance for individual and organization. I would request Keshav to put a few points on the performance, how AI is helping in the organization's performance and individual performance.
The app. Good afternoon, friends. The AI, the AI has an application which is very friendly to the present thing, and the performance is the basic asset of an individual to be successful in the organization he or she is working. So we should make the friends, the AI the friends, and talking about first of all the individual level. With the application and the advent of the AI and the knowledgeable and the transition and the synergy with the AI, a candidate or an employee can easily take up the, he can monitor his performance level on a daily basis or might be quarterly basis. And he can really add on to his performance and work on his lackness. And the second point is that at the organization level, the performance is impacted at a bigger scale, a bigger level. So when all the employees' conjoint performance, irrespective, eradicated of the their losses and their shortcomings due to the AI, and they are waiting on. In the end, we get a very successful picture, and the whole objective is attained. So the performance is enhanced, and it helps us to get the overall objective and to get the set target of the business goals, and the overall enhancement has been there.
Thank you, Keshav. Now we're proceeding end of a last area to discuss, because we understood what kind of a data we have to gather, what is the future of AI and everything. And once you understand everything, then you have to reinvent the complete HR process, because lots of new things are coming. And we have a very learned guy, Abhishek is here, who will put some view on this, reinventing HR with AI and people analytics. So over to Abhishek.
I am not sure about reinventing, but I would say a better word would be, as per me, reimagining actually. So what I'm using, and most of you, I don't know how much, I know the Panvita from Spice Money uses it now. I'm using a lot in terms of, we are flirting with the idea in the recruitment per se, where AI-based interviewer can, and one of the startups that I'm right now sort of evaluating that option, and amazing. I mean, if you see the output of that interview, and the business side I'm saying, not the HR side, and actually you will be floored. The kind of interview that AI lady is asking, or AI avatar, asking the questions from the business side. We had a sample we were hiring a SEO specialist in marketing, and I just had this kind of this AI take that interview of that individual, and the kind of insights, even the facial expressions, how much pause did she take or he take, whatever, right? And you have that 2-pager kundali of that sort of person, which no business guy can sort of take that interview. So I know that I'm sort of trying to go a little fast on AI, because I'm coming from a tech background. I'm a little sort of see that, I'm the person who try to toy with a lot of ideas of this kind of, so that it can save my time, my bandwidth. I come from an Asian industry, so basically I employ a lot of human resources as well when it takes up the interview process. But this is the one way that I see that we can reimagine the entire HR space on the recruitment side, especially with the companies. You must be some of those companies who have a lot of people on board, right? The big companies. They can use that AI in a way that, and I would request every one of you, if you can just do that kind of a trial, and you will be floored to see the output that it is going on. It's coming out, right? So that's one thing that I'm seeing a lot of stuff. Second is a lot of, there's a one problem statement that every one of us has, at least I have, is the feedback, right? Feedback mechanism. How to establish that feedback loop around the organization? Because nobody wants to, दोनों ही चीजें हैं, देने वाला देना नहीं चाहता, लेने वाला लेना नहीं चाहता. You know, that happens. Manager doesn't give the feedback, rapport बिगड़ेगा, लेने वाला बोलता है कि यार इसे बोलेंगे कहीं ना कहीं ये feedback का मतलब है, there's a 2 or 3 negative points coming to me. How do you solve that kind of a situation using AI kind of? That I'm sort of trying, though I don't have any solution right now, so sorry to disappoint you on that, but I want to solve that problem of that feedback and also real-time feedback. A feedback which is like, अच्छा जून में मैंने लिख कर कॉपी में रखा था, तुमने ऐसा मेल खराब भेज दिया था, which I'm giving it December, which is like you're just making a points against the person, right? Because you want to justify the rating 3 or 2, whatever. That's not the case. क्या फायदा होगा उसका? रेटिंग तो हो जाएगा, पर फायदा क्या हुआ जून के मेल का दिसंबर में फीडबैक? So how to have that real-time feedback without any biases and without any that kind of a hesitation around it? So this is the problem that I'm trying to solve right now. I don't have a solution. The third one is basically on the kind of a how do I grow people? And the third one I think somebody mentioned in diversity particularly. So whenever you want to drive diversity, so diversity starts from the recruitment side, right? The funnel makes that how many folks from a diverse background are there, then how many cleared that first round, second round, third round, then the biases also come from the hiring managers, and it's a difficult puzzle to solve for every one of us who are in human resources, but AI is helping sort of, or at least have that potential to help us. So these 2-3 things that I think particularly very close to my heart and very soon that or we as an organization may be able to solve for it. And rest I think apply करने को तो आप कहीं भी करा लीजिए, exit से entry से लेके exit तक, AI is gonna help you. So that's what my views are. Thank you.
Thank you, Abhishek. It's a very similar way. It's like earlier we were doing the post-mortem, now we are doing the cure. And post-mortem we do for whom? Dead body, and cure who are alive. So AI is enabling us to do the cure. पहले ही checkup करा लो, test करा लो, उस पे जो भी medicines and other things you can put and give the cure and make the solution. Earlier what we are doing, we are giving the excuses after post-mortem. These were the reasons, that's why we have not done. But now AI is enabling us at the short span of a time, you can do the analysis across the business, across the people, what are happening, what are not happening, what are working good. So you can make the corrective action in a very faster mode. So all these things from our panel side, now I request from audience if they want to put
Anand,
or throw some.
I'm sorry. I'll just take half a minute. I think the panel has already spoken about multiple things. One thing which didn't come out, and let's say we are going tomorrow and trying to experiment with various AI tools, just be wary of the fact that the data norms are getting stricter, right? New rules are also coming. So one challenge with AI is that it collects a lot of data, and a lot of sensitive data also. So whenever you are exploring a tool, please make sure that there is data sensitivity and the data is used in all ethical and fair ways. So this is something all of us, I'm sure HR people, we are anyway too particular about the data, but I just wanted to spell this point very clearly that this is something which is one kind of, I'm just playing a devil's advocate here, this is one issue with AI. And of course, there's another one, though we are trying to solve the unconscious biases which humans have, that kind of problem with AI, but AI, because it works a lot on data and it works on a lot of iterations and repeated data, sometimes even biases crept in that AI tool also. So again, like I said in the beginning only, that it has to be a good combination between AI and humans. So if AI, for some reason, because of the design or data iteration, if some biases is coming in, humans will have to apply their minds to ensure that those biases are removed from any decisions which may happen. Yeah, thank you.
So Radhika has really concluded in a better way. Don't remove your gut feeling, because I believe in HR last 23, 24 years, your gut feelings works a lot when you are selecting people. And your intuition, your gut feeling, that makes huge difference. And I take into hardly 10 to 15 minutes and hired more than 5,000 people, and 80% people are successful on my gut feeling. So sometimes AI cannot do that work, so please keep your senses open whenever you are taking interview or you are doing any analysis. So your gut feelings are very important, your mind consciousness is very important. So now I'm throwing to audience, if you have any questions, please, we love to take your questions. Anyone? And from whom that also, if you mention, that will be great help.
Thank you. And before the questions, can we have a big round of applause for this wonderful panel here? For the questions, I would request, please, if you can introduce yourself and your organization and specifically to which panel member the question is targeted.
Hello, Namaste panel members. I am Milan Chaudhary. I am basically from Rohtak, Haryana. We are from Amul. And my question is that हमने प्राइवेट कंपनियों में देखा है, अमूल में तो बहुत कम सबको मतलब हमारा इंक्रीमेंट आता है या सेटलमेंट आता है हर 3 साल पे, तो सबका एक ही साथ बढ़ता है और एक ही तरीके से बढ़ता है. बट प्राइवेट कंपनियों में हमने देखा है कि अभी मैंने सर ज़्यादा प्रोडक्शन कर दिया, मेरा कम बढ़ रहा है, उसने कम किया, उसका ज़्यादा बढ़ रहा है. ये बायसनेस होती है, बॉस उसको कुछ करता है या बहुत सारे वर्ड्स है, आपको पता है कि उसका क्या एआई कैसे एड्रेस करेगा कि अब मैं कुछ नहीं कर रहा, मेरी बढ़ती जा रही है क्योंकि मैं साहब के साथ ज़्यादा रहता हूँ या साहब को अच्छा लगता है वो ज़्यादा करता हूँ. अब ये सब चीज़ें एक ज़्यादा में देखो उसकी सेल्फ लाइफ, एक तो रिटेंशन, how to address the retention and the self life of that particular fellow or particular that staff member कि ये कैसे एड्रेस होगा. Another thing is that कि AI ने स्किल्स देखता है, मे बी आप लोगों ने AI यूज़ किया होगा, मे बी मैं AI यूज़ नहीं किया पर AI के पीछे लगा हूँ, उसकी हर एक छोटी छोटी चीज़ें जो भी न्यूज़ में आती है वो हम देखते रहते हैं कि उसमें सर एक ये है कि हम स्किल्स के बेस पे उसको हम हायर करते हैं या उसका जो भी है कुछ 15 मिनट में फिर 2 पेज का उसका CV या रिज्यूमे बढ़िया बन जाता है, वो कुछ भी बोलता है, फिर उसका लिप्स पीछे से कोई और ना बोलता हो उसको भी अब तो चैलेंज करने का भी आ गया है कि उसके सिवा तो कोई और तो पीछे से कोई बोल नहीं रहा या दूसरा तो कोई नहीं इंटरव्यू दे रहा है, वो सब कुछ है अब AI में. पर इसमें उसकी ऑनेस्टी, ही इज़ इथिकल और नॉट, ही इज़ ऑनेस्ट और नॉट, हाउ टू एड्रेस ऑल दोज इनर सॉफ्ट स्किल्स, इनर गट्स फीलिंग एंड ऑल दोज थिंग्स. वो तो देखो हमने AI बनाया है, आफ्टर ऑल कंक्लूजन तो यही है, हमने AI बनाया है तो AI को आगे भी हम ले जाएंगे. इट्स अ फैसिलिटी, इट्स नथिंग बट अ फैसिलिटी प्रोवाइड बाय टेक्नोलॉजिस्ट. तो यही है, तो ये दो के जरा मुझे आंसर चाहिए थे सर.
Thank you. Panel members.
बात करना चाहेंगे आप?
Shall I take that?
Yes.
Okay. So you have two parts of the question, or rather two questions. One is about performance and pay, right? That is your question number one. And second is about the skills, right? So I'll address the first part because I have touched base upon that particular topic of utilization of data for performance. So जब आप बोल रहे थे कि मेरा प्रोडक्शन लेवल हाई है, किसी और का कम है, बट सिंस वो बंदा बॉस के बहुत ज़्यादा क्लोज है तो उसका इंक्रीमेंट ज़्यादा हो जाता है, राइट? सो what AI does is AI helps in integrating the business results with the performance, individual performance. Let's say आपका एक डिपार्टमेंट, आप ही का एग्जांपल अगर लें तो आपके उसमें भी अलग अलग सेक्शंस होंगे, मिल्क अलग होगा, बटर अलग होगा, आइसक्रीम अलग होगा, वो अलग होगा. आपका प्रोडक्शन लाइंस भी अलग हैं. प्रोडक्शन लाइंस का, आपका हर डिपार्टमेंट का प्रोडक्शन लाइन का एक फिक्स टारगेट होगा, राइट? एक प्रोडक्शन लाइन का अगर आपका टारगेट मीट हो रहा है और दूसरे का नहीं हो रहा है तो वो डिफरेंशिएटर आ गया. तो जो आनंद एंड श्रीचंद ने दोनों ने डिस्कस किया था अबाउट द बेल कर्व प्रोसेस, तो बेल कर्व आपका वैसे ही डिस्टिंग्विश कर देगा कि आपका जो नॉर्मलाइजेशन प्रोसेस है दैट हैज़ टू बी बिलो द एवरेज. राइट आपका क्योंकि टारगेट्स मीट नहीं हुआ। उसके बाद आता है इंडिविजुअल परफॉर्मेंस, राइट हर आदमी का एक इंडिविजुअल टारगेट होता है लाइफ में, एंड व्हेन इट इज लिंक्ड टू द ओवरऑल परफॉर्मेंस ऑफ दैट पर्टिकुलर डिपार्टमेंट, डिफरेंशिएशन आ जाएगा। तो जब आपके पास एंड रिजल्ट आ जाता है आउटपुट में, तो वो एंड रिजल्ट किसकी वजह से आ रहा है? बिकॉज AI is helping you to integrating the individual performance, departmental performance and the business performance. तो वहाँ पे वो differentiation खत्म हो जाता है कि बॉस ये बॉस का बहुत खास आदमी है। उसके बाद भी थोड़ा बहुत biases रहता है क्योंकि boss knows the actual, it can help you in eliminating, but it does not eliminate. Because AI throws data, but the decision makers are humans. So how he is utilizing that particular data, that is onto him. That is one part of it. But अगर मुझे वो decision लेना है और मेरे पास data backed decision है, तो I can also be question कि बॉस इसका rating high था, इधर का production level low था, फिर भी आप इधर पे high दे रहे हो. That at least to a great extent it removes the biases.
Thank you. I think let's take a question from the back. Anybody with a question?
No, I think the second part of the question is still left.
Oh yeah, please.
Skill part of it. आप ही का एग्जाम्पल अगर लें तो हर लाइन प्रोडक्शन लाइन के लिए एक डिफरेंट स्किल सेट इज रिक्वायर्ड। मिल्क वाले का अलग होगा, बटर वाले का अलग होगा और आइसक्रीम वाले का अलग होगा, राइट? AI can help you in identifying the skills in the CV and throw the best of the CVs. But those CVs can also be made with the AI. आज आप चैट GPT में डालिए, आपका बढ़िया सा CV बना के दे देगा उसी रोल के लिए, whether you have experience or not, right? But when you are interviewing on those skills, that individual who is interviewing will give you a clear-cut demarcation. But this guy has this CV has enough of material which says that he can be hired. But when he was interviewed and when the details were asked for that particular skill, they were not available.
Just to add, even the AI can take interview basis your behalf. But the one which you spoke about, integrity, honesty, and then matching to your organization culture, of course, again, humans will have to be involved there. So AI can't be the complete solution. It can take you to the last level probably, but the last interview I would still suggest should be a human-centric interview where all these aspects would have to be matched with the organization. Yeah.
Thank you. I think we are a little short on time, so we can take one final question. Yeah, can we have the mic to the lady? Ma'am, I request you to please keep your hands raised.
Hello everyone, I am Apurva Chaudhary. My question is, what are the initiatives that we are taking so that the middle and junior level of the employees in any organization can adapt to that? Like they have a fear sometimes for adapting the AI in their regular processes. So what are the initiatives as a HR leaders you are taking to build the adaptability in those employees so that they can easily adapt it rather than fear?
May I? Any automation, any new invention, new technology is not successful until unless you have a foolproof change management system. And change management system for any implementation or introduction of new technology, how you convince people, how you convince your down to line people, how it's helping in building their career, how it will help to build it, helping in their increasing their productivity, how it will help in increasing their efficiency of a work, how it will help in quality of work. If you are able to convince down to line, mid-level and a junior level, then their fear will go away. And that will vanish their fear. Once anyone adopting, imbibing things properly in their heart, then exhibiting those things on the ground is very easy. So I would suggest everybody, whoever, all the leadership and those people who are planning to implement or in the process of under process of AI implementation, it's very important communication and clear and honest communication. And if you show benefits to those people, you'll never ever find any difficulty to implement. I hope I have answered your questions.
Thank you so much. And ladies and gentlemen, can we have a big round of applause for this wonderful panel here? And thank you so much, panel members, for answering the questions. I would request the panel members to kindly be on stage. Would like to call on stage Mr. Chetan Sharma from MB to kindly do the honors of felicitating this panel. Chetan, thank you so much. Please come to the stage. We'll start with Ms. Radhika Arora from Jakson Group. A big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, Ms. Radhika Arora for her wonderful contribution in the panel session. Moving next to Mr. Kavindra Pant from Shapoorji Pallonji Energy. A big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, for Mr. Kavindra Pant for his wonderful contribution in the panel. Moving next to Mr. Bejoy John from Malabar Group. A big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, to Mr. Bejoy John for his wonderful contribution in the panel. Moving next to Mr. Keshav Sharma from SRISHTI Infrastructures. A big round of applause to Mr. Keshav Sharma for his wonderful contribution in the panel. Moving next to Mr. Abhishek Gupta from ZebPay. A big round of applause to Mr. Abhishek Gupta for his wonderful contribution in the panel. Moving next to Mr. Sreedhar from L&T EduTech. A big round of applause to Mr. Sreedhar for his wonderful contribution in the panel session. And now our honorable panel moderator, Mr. Anand Amrit from Best Group. A big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, to Mr. Anand Amrit for wonderfully moderating this panel. Would request all the panel members to kindly come forward for a group photograph. And Chetan, if you could also join them. Ladies and gentlemen, that was our panel number 6 on artificial intelligence and people analytics, a game changer for the HR industry. Wonderful discussion by this panel of experts. And a big thank you to the panel members and to the honorable moderator. And thank you so much, Chetan, for doing the honors as well.